Hi, it's Brian from Live from the Lockdown Lounge. Welcome to our third show. We've made it to 3 shows. Woohoo! Thank you for joining us, and thank you for all the wonderful messages that we received from our last show. Jeff Shepherd, I think, really struck a chord with everybody. Such a lovely, lovely human and such a beautiful, soulful voice. Really resonated with our audience, so thank you. We're getting heaps of likes on the Facebook page. Keep sharing, keep liking. For those of you that don't know, we're about supporting the Melbourne muso community. And beyond, you know, we have world domination in our sights. So it starts off at Melbourne. It grows quicker than the coronavirus. Maybe not politically correct, but hey, what do we do? I am your host, Brian Rolt. I know this because it says it in the bottom of the screen, just under my head there. I've freshly shaven today for the show. So, yep, I'm giving you some love back. You give me some love back. We are here to support the music industry. We are here to support the artists. We're here to give the wider audience an insight into these people's lives and how the pandemic has affected them, not only emotionally, but from a financial point of view. And we want to support them and we want to drive traffic to their socials. So please support us, put the word out there. And we're going to go through basically every muso in Melbourne and find out all about their stories. That's what we do here. So we've got lots of segments. What's the most popular segment at the moment is Gig Chicken. We've got a lot of people that love that segment. So we'll be doing a bit of Gig Chicken today. We've got a new segment, which I've just made up, called Tips from Brian for lockdown. My tip, okay, if you're working from home every day, don't wear tracksuit pants. Don't wear tracksuit pants every day because you've got no idea what's happening with the waist. You know, by the end of the week, things get bigger and you've got no idea that they're getting bigger because you're wearing loose clothes, okay? So I know this because I worked for a week. Tracky dacks, everything's loose, pantry's filled like a 7-Eleven, eating every day. At the end of the week, I go and put on my jeans and I'm trying to put on the jeans and I'm thinking, why are my daughter's jeans in my cupboard? Because they're just not, and not her baggy jeans, like her tight jeans, and I can't get them on, and I'm lying on the bed with my legs in the air trying to put on these jeans. My wife comes in, sees me with legs in the air, and she says, Brian, no, not tonight. So there is the lesson. Don't wear tracksuit pants when you're working from home. Wear tight jeans all the time, so you just get a little gauge. Anyway, I've digressed enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited to introduce our first married couple muso to our show. Now, we have Mr. Alejandro Adams and Miss Emerald Jones, married couple. And they're going to perform some stuff for us. They're going to give us an insight into how COVID-19 has affected their lives. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. So Alejandro Adams, originally hailing from Nashville, Tennessee, although he calls Melbourne home, he's been a backing musician to many talented and well-respected artists over the years, which has taken him around the globe. Music takes us around the globe. Fantastic. Now channeling more focus into his own music, which we're going to get a little insight into tonight. So stay tuned. Very, very talented man. I know he plays drums, he plays guitar, he sings, he plays bass. Very, very talented man. His beautiful wife, Emerald Jones, who I know because we may have done some projects together. Now, it's Emerald Jones. I may call her Loza at some point because that's, you know, we've known each other for a long time and that's how I know. In fact, when I first met her, I thought her name was Warren. It's not Warren, it's Loza. Emerald Jones. She works as a freelance entertainer. She's done stilt walking. She's a dancer. She's a vocalist. She's a DJ. And she says, sometimes being a new age hippie is a dangerous business. Now, this is, I'm really interested in this. Her favorite quotes are, accept without exception. I like that. And her other favorite quote is, boob. Happens to be one of my favorite quotes too. And funnily enough, one of my favorite things. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Alejandro Adams and Emerald Jones. Woo!
Hey, Internet.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Apologies for that really, really long intro. I get carried away with myself sometimes and, just went off on a tangent.
It was thoroughly entertaining, so thank you.
If just one person laughs at my jokes, then we won't be running this show for very
You had
much.
two cackling here, so tick, already done. Thanks so much for having us.
You are so welcome. And thanks for bringing us into your lounge room. What's a cool little setup you've got there?
Thank you.
It's a bedroom,
It's
actually.
our bedroom.
It's
No
okay.
funny business. So
I
we'll
did
keep
say no
going.
funny business, but hey, if it gets the ratings up, we're happy to go with a bit of funny business, okay? But I think we're it's only just gone 8 o'clock now, so we'll wait till at least after 8:30. I think that's when AO time, adults only. Does anyone ever remember AO? I'm showing my age here.
That's showing our age. I remember the AO. You'd wait.
You
for
remember? Now, Ali, you've been playing around the Melbourne scene for a while. I know that you're doing a lot of cover band stuff. You've got a couple of original projects on the go too.
Yeah. No, I've been making most of my bread just doing corporates and cover like corporate stuff on drum kit, doing weddings and band stuff, but also in the last few years, also been doing like heaps of solo acoustic and duo cover stuff, but yeah, I've got like a heavy original rock band, and I'm always kind of writing songs in the background. And
Yeah. And you've got I actually watched your film clip last night. So you've got a new song, which is, I think, the one that you're playing for us later on tonight. And you're skateboarding through the streets of St Kilda, deserted, rainy night. Man, that is some cool stuff.
yeah, I hope to be. I put that out under Ballroom Days, which is kind of my, I don't know, little idea, like fantasy project for that kind of style of music. But yeah, it's hopefully something I can keep on adding to the channel of just content, and yeah, just keep on doing little DIY kind of home movies and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah. And who did the filming of that video, knowing exactly who was that? Yeah. So how did that work? Because it was rainy and it was in the middle of the streets. How did you make that happen?
Oh, it was brutal. I was on rollerblades with an umbrella, with an iPhone, with a gimbal.
That's like a modern day Mary Poppins kind of vibe.
Oh, totes.
Wow. And it's where can people see that video, Ali? Because it's very, very cool.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, just set up a YouTube channel called Ballroom Days, DAZE. And I'm just going to keep on adding content to it. Just while I got some downtime, just try and be creative and utilize all my instruments, and get more into recording side of things, which I don't always have enough time for when you're running back and forth between gigs. So
yeah,
a little bit of there. So
it's a great message, isn't it? Be if we're forced into our bedrooms or forced into our little apartments, then be creative. Work on your art. What else? What else can you do?
Lots of that around at the moment, which is quite encouraging. Just heaps of musicians and artists just contributing stuff online just to share their talents, which is good to see. It's happening. Yeah.
And Emerald, or Loza, as I know you. Now, I was reading your rap sheet. You are such a versatile performer. You've from stilt walking, dancing, vocalist, DJ. You do a lot of stuff.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Sometimes, you feel like a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none, but I do feel like the more feathers you can put in your cap, the more employable you are. And I think most artists intrinsically have this desire to constantly learn and be striving and seeking and looking for the next set of challenges and the next set of goals. So I think that's really driven my career in so many different directions. And especially getting older, you kind of my background was
Older?
primarily as a dancer. But as you get older, you're like,
Older? What are you talking about?
the kids catch up and you can't be bothered. Why kick a leg when you can sit on a stool and sing?
Can you do both? Can you kick a leg while you're on a stool?
It's only 8 p.m. Wait till 11. Wait till the midnight show.
Or you do what my show where you kick a stool. That's
Oh no, I don't know if I'm into that.
yeah. Well, hey, whatever gets me a gig, Now you've worked with. I'm leading the witness here. You've worked with some amazing frontmen, Loza. Some kings of the industry. Tell us about one of them.
Gosh, if I had to think of just one, it would be this guy, Louis. No, I'm just joking. No,
Louis is awesome, by the way, and we've got him on Saturday night. He is the master of frontmen.
Well, there's another master, and yes, that I've been really, really lucky enough to be in and out of this one band for the last 15 years because I've been lucky enough to stay for a bit and then go and travel when I need to travel and come back and sub and fill in, and it's amazing. And that band is Big City Beat, fronted by Brian Rolt. Woohoo! And yeah, gigging with your band has been some of the highlights of my career. Like, we really have an amazing time together and we get to do some pretty awesome gigs.
Yeah. And yeah, look, if I can be self-indulgent for... Say that again?
No China gig this year. That's off.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we've been going to China for the last 10 years. I'm tipping that might be off the gig list this year.
Oh, bummer. No more buffet.
Yeah. But no, it's been... Lauren Emerald has been with the band with me for many, many years and such a great contributor to all of our dance moves and all of our crazy stuff on stage and outfits and all kinds of things. So, big one of the big reasons behind our sort of success. So thank you, Emerald Jones.
Well, thank you for having me. It's such an honor and such a pleasure to...
Yeah. Well, so let's get into the first song. So I guess... What we hope to see from musicians everywhere is for them to really work on their art. And Emerald, you've been really working on some original stuff, and I got the privilege of hearing a little bit of a sound check before, which was freaking awesome.
Not too high, babes.
Okay. So I heard the sound check before, which was just okay. Is that better? Yeah. No, that's my job as a host. My job as a host is to pump everything up. Ladies and gentlemen, probably one of the best songs that you will hear in 2020.
Don't even.
So tell us a little bit about this original song, Emerald.
So this is an original that I actually started way back in 2012. The whole reason I started singing was because I was writing original music with a friend of mine who was learning an instrument, and I've always been... a bit of a poet and a bit of a writer, so I kind of got into singing backwards. I wasn't a singer that then started writing. I was a writer that then had to learn how to sing so I could sing my material. So this song is really, really old, but just one that's really dear to me. So it started initially as sort of a brainstorming jam session back in 2012 with a friend of mine. So shout out to Ash Ganesh for being one of the first contributors to this song. We were at the time... doing BVs for an original band called Neon Georgie, which was like an electro-pop project, which was really cool. And so it started kind of as a big poem, and Ash, I believe, came up with a melody for the chorus, and he's a beautiful soul singer. And then it got left at that for a couple of years. And then when I went to uni to do my music degree, I was in as a songwriter, so you have to be quite prolific in the amount of material you come up with. So naturally, you're constantly digging in the vault, finding old stuff, and I found higher, and at that point I had forgotten Ash's melody entirely, and we still had no music. It was just this big giant poem. So then I was lucky enough to collaborate with my friend Zevon Hiltz, and he sat and helped me write the music and helped me come up with the melody for the chorus, and then kind of the verses all fell into themselves. But shout out to Zevon Hiltz. He's in an amazing band called the Werewolves of Melbourne. Their latest release, is it Crossing the River, is like a big raucous blues amazing album, so do check them out if you have the time. That's kind of how this track got started. And then I guess looking at what everyone's going through right now, now more than ever, the lyrics feel quite contextual because it's really about going within and allowing yourself the space and time to go within and to try and grow with what's happening in your life. And right now, everyone's got so much time. It's almost scary to go within because sometimes we don't like what we see. And that's kind of what this song is about, is going in and digging around and then taking it to a higher place.
Wow.
Babble
I love, I love this. I mean, a tick for ourselves here at Live from the Lockdown Lounge. It's, I love hearing the stories behind the songs because, you know, so many times we don't get the opportunity to tell a story like that, Emerald Jones, where you get to really, you really get to dig deep and find the context behind it. So it just brings the song to life in my mind so much more. So without further ado, I give you Alejandro Adams and Emerald Jones with Higher.
There was a time when I thought it was over, but baby, you relit that fire. I wandered away from the truest part of me, but we all get lost sometimes. I'm learning to love and I'm learning to receive. Feels kinda like flying with my little broken wings. I'm learning to love and I'm learning to receive. Feels kinda like flying with my little broken wings. See you take me higher, higher than I ever been, higher than I've ever been. And you take me higher, higher than I ever been, higher than I've ever been. I'm seeking the source and I'm searching for the truth, but it's hidden in desire. Been rolling around the empty rooms of my heart, but we all get lost sometimes. I'm learning to love and I'm learning to receive. Feels kinda like flying with my little broken wings. I'm learning to love and I'm learning to receive. Feels kinda like flying with my little broken wings. Take me higher, higher than I ever been, higher than I've ever been. See you take me higher, higher than I ever been, higher than I've ever been. Stop spinning, stop spinning in illusion. Stop spinning, stop spinning in illusion. Stop spinning, stop spinning in illusion, yeah, illusion, yeah. Just stop spinning in illusion, yeah, illusion, yeah. Take me higher, higher than I ever been. You see, you take me higher, higher than I ever been, higher than I. See, you take me higher.
Yeah. Amazing. So
Thank
cool. So cool. There are people clapping in their lounge rooms all over Melbourne right now. Can you hear it?
Rah, rah.
Yeah, yeah. We got a massive following. It's like this thing is growing. I tell you.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah. What can you say to that? Sorry, I'm still
way too dirty for the 8 p.m. time slot. Sorry.
No. Feel free. You're I'm still getting the hang of this hosting thing. Like, I'm meant to ask you questions, just not say something random and hope that you're going to say something back. Okay, I've got to get
you're a natural, but I'm used to band room banter where you drop something and I say something even more disgusting. But it's like, oh, is it too soon? Is it too soon?
I left the clap line alone. I left that one alone.
People are getting the clap all over Melbourne tonight.
Not in ISO, that's for sure. No one's getting anything.
All right, so this is a part of the show where we get a little heavy. Okay, so we talk about the effects that this virus thing has had on us. It can be as heavy or as light as you like. So, you know, you don't. We're not about making people cry for ratings. Although, if you do feel like crying, it's cool. It's cool. But we always start with, I guess, the most immediate impact, which is gig cancellations and financial and money not coming in. So perhaps you can both give me a little insight into how that sort of wave has hit you both.
Well, I think we're just as stunned as every other musician, and even, you know, people who work in any of the entertainment hospitality sector were initially affected by it. Just being overnight, just watching your whole industry just being non-existent.
Just dissolve.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Like, it was an interesting step because for us initially all the corporates got canned because obviously they're, you know, the packs, the, you know, head count is much higher. So we watched in a couple of days every corporate, which are, you know, our big payers,
and
all
weddings,
get cancelled. So
yeah, so you and I, Lauren, who had been working, sorry, not Lauren, Emerald.
Emerald.
Hey, I have a stage name too, all right? My stage name is Brian with a triple N, so it's Brian. Yeah. So anyway, I've made this about me again. I digress. Sorry. But you and I, Emerald, had been working with the whole band on a 90s show. We'd got all the costumes, we got all the dance routines, we got all the video together, and we had some massive festival gigs booked.
Huge
and then
booked.
bang.
And then rug. Forget about it.
Yeah.
So it's like that. The other corporates, the weddings, all of that went, but we kind of were hanging on by a little thread to the fact that we still had little sort of pub and bar gigs and our duo gigs.
I was thinking, well, you know, it's affecting all the... Also, you saw the big festivals go under and all the big names. You know, we're supposed to see Lenny Kravitz the other night. You know?
Oh, no.
And, yeah, and I was thinking, well, maybe we'll get through this all right because we got the... we do lots of little bar gigs around St Kilda and, you know, City and things like that. And I thought maybe they'll still be running, but we'll lose the big ones. And then
a week later,
within a week, like everyone just started shutting down. It's like, wow.
Yeah, and don't you both work in retail as well during the day?
I have a casual retail job that I've been in only for about the last 6 months or so. It's been a long time since I had a day hustle, but I had got really injured last year and then kind of couldn't do anything for months and months. And
tell them that story. That's
oh God, do we need to go there?
Yeah. Let's hear that story. This is, you know, it's not all, you know, Jesse's girls and gig chicken in the music industry. It's a dangerous. It's all Love Shack. It's a dangerous business at times. Tell us, Emerald.
Well, so this is like, this almost sort of precedes then why this current COVID thing feels like such a pickle, because in March last year, I got offered a contract in Saudi Arabia, stilt walking or stilt dancing. The main companies I work for, we dance on our stilts. You know, we're on meter-high stilts. We're in these huge installations doing choreography and playing characters, and it's so beautiful and artistic, and that's all through Empress Stilt Dance, who are Sydney-based. And at the time, I was managing their Melbourne branch, and so we missioned off to Saudi Arabia, which I was already a bit apprehensive about. It's probably not the safest place in the world to be traveling, but, you know, you chase the dollars where you can. And, yeah, the first night that I was there, my stilt snapped mid-set, and I hit the deck harder and faster than I ever have. I've had so many falls as a stilty.
Oh, no.
meters up, I think.
Well,
She
at
is.
hand height, yeah, 3 meters up. So I ended up breaking my left elbow and my left wrist. Came back to Australia and basically couldn't work for 5 months, which as a self-employed freelance performance artist, it is literally your worst nightmare. And it's the kind of thing your parents always threaten you with. What will you do if you get injured? And you're like, I'm invincible. It'll never happen. Anyway, it happened.
Oh, no.
So yeah, it was 5 months of me not being able to work in any capacity as far as gigging or teaching or, I sometimes work at the theatres doing merch for them. Like all of it had to go. And bless Alejandro, we were newly married and he was looking after me 24/7 because I kind of couldn't do anything.
Way to go, Ali. Way to go, Ali.
Making her a tea in the morning and pouring a glass of red in the evening.
And bathing.
You never got them mixed up, did you?
Look, I wouldn't complain, would I? No, he was good. He was washing my hair and,
Wow.
doing all sorts of beautiful things. But anyway, the moral of that
I'll
story
wash
to
your hair
link
sometime, mate.
Yes. I'll send it to you in the mail.
tough gig.
That is a serious injury. The most serious injury that I've ever received performing was
Sorry, not gonna
emotional.
laugh. Oh, no.
It was emotional because people weren't laughing at my jokes and I just had to sort of, walk off stage. These people, they don't understand.
Are you sure it wasn't when you tore your hamstring trying to do the splits like Prince?
This is the problem with interviewing people that know you and know all your deepest, darkest secrets. So we would So we were doing what we call the Megastars show, and I was being Prince, and I thought, well, how hard are the splits? Really, one leg forward, one leg bent, and you just go down. And I'm in the lounge room in front of the TV, and I go to do it and ripped my hamstring.
Ouch.
And I didn't quite get the sympathy that I thought I deserved from people like Emerald Jones. No sympathy whatsoever. Yes, still no sympathy.
I'm sorry, but it's so outrageous.
I never tried that on stage, only in the lounge room at home, and I still... Sorry, Ali?
Did you rip the pants as well? It sounds like a pant rip.
Yeah, fortunately I wasn't wearing pants.
Standard behaviour.
Standard behaviour. And just so our audience know, I am not wearing pants now. No,
It's
I'm
Pants
not.
Off Friday, but it's
Yes! Now, we've digressed. Thank you for taking that.
Yeah, I've remembered my point now is that after that big injury, I had to live off my savings for a few months, right? So it's like you're living off your savings. I had a bit of income protection insurance, but that doesn't get replenished until you're healed. And it's obviously nowhere near as much as what you're earning when you are actually working. So it's interesting to step into this time of COVID. Normally, I'm the type of human that would try and have a nest egg behind me, but it's like I lived off that for 6 months while I was injured, then got into my retail job because I still wasn't quite able enough to be gigging, but I just needed to get out of the house and have a bit of a purpose and do something physical. So my retail job really, really saved me mentally at that time and helped strengthen my arm. Like a year ago, I was told I'd never straighten my left arm again. And
Great extension, Emerald.
As a dancer, I think that's pretty,
Oh, I felt like a stranger in my own body. It was devastating when your brain gives a message to your arm and it's stuck like this. Like I was like I'm a little teapot. It was no good. So yeah, it's been somewhat challenging stepping into this phase of the unknown and not having, perhaps the financial backing I would normally leave myself. But you just never imagine anything like this is going to happen. And
No.
We're pretty active in working on our next set of goals and next set of dreams and plans. And so a lot of that involved, buying new gear. We recently moved house. Moving house is so expensive. It's kind of, it's been like 2020 just went all at once.
And Ali, you were talking to me before we went on air about there's a whole lot of money that you still haven't got from corporate gigs way back in January, and so the financial pressures that creates, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm not going to name any names, but just agencies.
Never. Everyone's doing it tough. Like
they've had their supply cut off, then all of a sudden they're, just trying to stall a bit on, giving out.
I'm sure there's a backlog with their overheads that they haven't anticipated. So then it's, like everyone's in a sticky sitch.
Yeah. So, but, just spending this time also trying to figure out where the next, money is going to come from, but also trying to, get paid from gigs from the start of the year is kind of a bit annoying.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this that's a really good point. In terms of what we do on this platform is we offer support to our artists as well. So we've created a link on our website, which is lockdownlounge.live. And if you go to the Alejandro Adams and Emerald Jones link, you can support these guys. So we, if you're in a position to contribute to help support these guys, maybe pay their next electricity bill or buy their next bit of loaf of bread, anything is helpful. And these links remain active for all time, and you guys can push people from your socials to these links. Not all musos have the ability to create an e-commerce platform, and not all musos are in a position where they feel comfortable just saying, "Hey, we could use a little bit of help."
Oh, learning to receive is so hard, and even like I struggle with self-promotion. It's like you constantly got to promote your projects and what you're doing to then garner work and garner income. And even that, I'm like, oh, and I think a lot of people struggle with that as well.
Yeah, it's a weird dichotomy. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about your original projects and what you're doing, and we want to direct our audience to your websites, to your socials. We want them to support you through this time and beyond this time as well. So we'll start with you, Ali. Tell us a little bit about some of the projects that you're working on at the moment.
Well, my main original project has been a band I've been in for, it's probably about 7 years now, but I've played with some of these guys even longer in other bands. But it's basically like a heavy classic rock riffy album. If you like Black Sabbath and Thin Lizzy, you're probably like this, basically.
I've heard some stuff. It's very, very tight, very raw and punchy. It's tell us the name. It's okay. We're in the 8:30 slot now.
It's called Fuck the Fitzroy Doom Scene. And it's kind of just a piss take, basically.
Yeah.
Doom is a heavy genre of music, and it's kind of related to what you call stoner rock or 70s sounding rock, and kind of we kind of fall under that loose kind of moniker, I guess. And but yeah, it's just an excuse for us to all show off on our instruments and turn up to 11 and rock out. But we've now released a second album on vinyl, which is, all the cool kids digging that again, which is
love the vinyl.
And it's only taken years, the second album.
It's been an epic process.
Epic.
As the wife watching by, the band wife.
I don't tell her about it anymore because she's just like.
Have we got a copy here?
Yeah.
We should have preset that so I can be like, Adriana Zanadi.
Yeah, but actually that's, we just did a launch at the Northcote Social Club about 2 months ago, was it?
Feb 8th, I remember.
Feb 8th, and we got a bunch of records pressed, ready to sell and at gigs and to do some little runs, around the state and wherever else. And now, we can't tour the album, so we've only in the last 24 hours, I think we thought, we'll give it a plug on our band site, and
tell us the band site, man. Where can people go and see and hear and?
Well, we'll get some links happening, but on Bandcamp, Fuck the Fitzroy Doom Scene, and just on our Facebook page and Instagram page. But it was good to see. We did a big order. I think it's going out today to a bunch of people, which is cool if we can move some of that stock, because it's there's lots of money tied up in that, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
So there's that, and
just jumping in there, I've seen. I think it was maybe the latest single promo video. It looks like you spent a lot on production values. It's very, very cool. Very, very cool vid.
We try and approach it like we're still a rock band in the 70s with a major record label deal and try to go for that vibe. But unfortunately, it's like champagne taste but beer budget. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to reel it in, I think.
Yeah. As long as the beer isn't Corona, I'm cool.
But
Yes, yes, Lauren, you did say that there would be some dad jokes throughout this interview, and I didn't want to let you down.
well, you always bring the goods, Brizey.
That's my middle name. Bring the goods, Brizey. Any other projects that you're working on? Obviously, the solo one as well, Ali.
Yeah, like I'm always writing songs, but yeah, I'm wanting, just in the last few weeks, since this has happened, wanting to write some of my more suck rock pop stuff for this Ballroom Days moniker, and hopefully by the time this is all lifted, there'll be enough content out there to warrant some live shows and things like that. So that's kind of my project, my artistic project that I'm occupying myself with in isolation here. But I always write stuff. I got a swag of blues and country stuff that I need to record, but for some reason I'm never happy with it when I go to record it. I don't know, when you write.
He's the ultimate perfectionist.
Yeah, that's the artist, isn't it?
Yeah,
Always striving for that little extra.
Yeah, but it's when songs are personal, it's really like they're never good enough to put out. But that's why I've enjoyed writing for something that's not my name, like this Ballroom Days idea. It's like I've worked on independent films and made music for TV shows and things like that. And when I write for a brief, I can move really quickly and just
It's like
get
you're less
ideas
attached
out.
to the outcome.
Yeah, I'm less emotionally attached. So I found that writing for that brief, I was able to work a lot quicker, which is enjoyable. So yeah, it's something I want to keep on adding to that channel. And yeah, I'm just setting up a platform with Ditto, who can help monetize it and put those tracks on internet radios and Spotify and iTunes and all that. So that'll be happening in the next week, I reckon. Yeah.
Amazing. You guys are being so productive. It's so good, and such a still, a real positive vibe, which we love. In fact, we'll come back to your original project, because you're going to sing us a song in a minute, Ali, but we'll jump back to Emerald and some of your projects, including DJing and other things that you're working on that you'd like to promote.
Yeah, the DJ thing is something that I initially learned when I was doing my music degree, and something that I just thoroughly enjoy. It brings me so much joy, sourcing music, mashing stuff up, playing stuff and seeing people react and respond. So I've definitely been doing a lot more DJing while I'm in isolation. Sorry, neighbors.
And didn't you do it? You did a live stream only a couple of weeks ago, and you've got a very cool setup in your house there. It looked like a full-on nightclub going on.
Totals. This is how we roll in St Kilda. So yeah, I definitely want to do some more live streaming, but find a way to, I guess, this is a way I can reach out if anyone wants to, say, have their party DJ'd, like a private party. I think there's some app called House Party. I don't know, I'm a total tech tard, but if I could find a way to do sort of, private parties where people can tune in, and then I can tailor their set for them, and then find a way to, moderately monetize that as well. That's something I want to look at doing. And at the
Where
moment,
can people find your stuff, Loza?
At the moment, just on the Instagram page, Emerald Jones Music. I'm kind of putting all my music and DJ and stuff on there at the minute. So yeah, I need to keep, I don't know, maybe set up a SoundCloud and do that sort of thing to put some mixes up so people can get a little sample of what my flavor is and what my vibe is.
If they follow her on that Instagram page, they'll probably see when you go live, over the next little bit, and just, if you're bored and felt like a boogie in your living room. And
of course, you guys operate as a duo as well. So, prior to this, you were doing a lot of little St Kilda clubs or pubs as a duo, which was very cool.
Yeah, a few casino gigs that we just lost as well. They were our last gigs.
Yeah, because the casino hadn't shut down yet.
Yeah.
That's good. We've kind of had our duo thing going since maybe 2017, I think, and done the pubs and the bars. We've done a few cruise ships and...
Don't mention the cruise ships. Don't mention the cruise ships.
I know.
Oh, death by cruise ship.
There's been a cruise ship across the road. We can see the water from where we are in St Kilda, and there's been a cruise ship there for the past 2-3
Just
weeks.
floating.
I know.
Not even docked.
It's scary. Anyway, no political comments from me. That's not my forte. My forte is daggy dad jokes and not wearing pants.
Nailed the brief, Brizey.
No briefs. Okay, well, we've digressed. I shouldn't say we. I've digressed enough. Now, Ali, you are going to play us a song from your new project, Ballroom Days. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'll put a link up, but Emerald helped me create a little DIY film clip for this, and I think I got the idea when I was just skating around at night at St Kilda, and there was nothing on the street, and it was just so eerie. And I took a little like Insta story of it all, and I thought, wow, that looks really cool. So I wrote this song, obviously just with this current climate in the background, but also wrote the song to make the video clip to. I thought, what's a good tempo to skate to? What's the vibe? What's the aesthetic? So I wrote the song for the
and very appropriately named. Tell us the name of the song.
Spanish Flu.
Spanish Flu. Now I've seen the video, and it's got a feel of Batman to it. That's what I thought.
Yeah, there's a bit of a cape happening. Thank you, Carlisle Street Accessories, for that. They made me a custom hat, which is pretty
Yep.
cool. And
Emerald is your Robin.
Yeah.
Always.
I guess I'm the Joker.
Yeah, something like that.
Meant to be.
Yeah. Yes, the synergy is just amazing. So, all right. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce Alejandro Adams from his new project, Ballroom Days, singing Spanish Flu.
Cheers.
Tell me once, told me twice. Are you full, are you nice? Are you bothered by the rain? Prefer to suffer smiling pain. Takes an egotistical mind. One that's pure knows its kind. Way locked out in the rain. The same old Spanish flu again. You gotta kneel a long time before I miss your love. Gonna be twice as long till I forget your touch. Hit the button, hold it down. Press reset and still no sound. It's only bad when it rains. Pockets full of wet cocaine. You got an irresistible mind. I'd love to die by your design. And let's get drunk by the rain. We caught that Spanish flu again. You gotta kneel a long time before I miss your love. Gonna be twice as long till I forget your touch. You gotta kneel a long time before I miss your love. Gonna be twice as long till I forget your touch. You gotta kneel a long time before I miss your love. Gonna be twice as long till I forget your touch. You gotta need a long time before I miss your love. Gonna be twice as long till I forget your touch.
Great job, guys. Very, very haunting.
Ah, thank you.
That was Spanish Flu Ballroom Days. Tell us again, Ali, where people can go and check that out.
Yeah, there's a ballroom.daze, D-A-Z-E, on Instagram. There's a YouTube channel set up, and yeah, you can follow my Instagram, Alejandro Adams Music, on Instagram as well, and that just basically everything I'm up to, you know, different projects.
Fantastic. And all of those links and addresses will be appearing on the Facebook feed, on the Facebook Live feed as we speak, because I have all my minions working for me. When I say my minions, I mean my brother. Hey, Steve-O, how you doing?
Hey, Steve.
So, guys, this has been riveting stuff. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your stories and your talents. This is a very important part of the show, which we call Gig Chicken.
Drumroll, Gig Chicken.
And for those out there, I got to explain this every time that don't quite understand. If you've played in the cover band industry or any functions over a period of time, you get different variations of chicken every time you go. You get boiled chicken, you get roast chicken, you get fried chicken, you get chicken that's been mowed twice and put through gravel. You get any other kind of chicken you can think of, guys?
Undercooked chicken, I've seen. And when it comes out real pink, and I'm glad I'm a vegetarian at that time.
Yes. So we call this segment Gig Chicken. Roll the sting. Amazing, amazing. And again, we say that many chickens were harmed during the filming of that sting emotionally. All right. Now, are you both ready to play Gig Chicken?
Ready.
Okay, so you both get to answer. We'll start with you, Ali. Question 1. Best gig you ever played?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. The one in recent memory is just our album launch with Doom Scene at the Social Club. We, yes, it's good to see, you know, create something in the studio for so long, and we really went nuts in the studio with different layers and different extra instrumentation. So the 4-piece band got fleshed out live with extra female vocals and keyboards, organs. We had a sax player, had a dig player.
Gary.
It's like it's good to see put so much work into something and see it come off, you know. So yeah. Yeah.
When it's a passion project, it is very fulfilling, isn't it? Because there are some gigs where you play where there's thousands of people and they're going off, and there's other intimate gigs where you play where it's your project, it's your originals, and it's just as fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Emerald. First question for you, Gig Chicken. Best gig you ever played?
I feel like with a lot of the corporates that I'm lucky enough to do, especially with Big City Beat and with some, you know, other peeps, I just love those events where everyone's on the dance floor. It's absolutely going off. You know, the lighting is good, the sound is good, the band is vibing, you're in an amazing costume and you're singing and dancing. So I guess some of the big corporates we've done, like Beijing and, you know, some of the big venues in Melbourne, definitely highlights of my career. And then as far as original music, doing BVs for Neon Georgie, for Tammy Ari's project. She was my singing teacher back in the day. We got to play, what's it called now? Max Watts? What did it used to be called? You know the one it's on
Swanson.
and you go down the stairs. It's called Max Watts now, but I can't remember. It had an original name. The Hi-Fi Bar.
Yeah.
I got to play the Hi-Fi Bar in an original project, which just blew my mind. It was like a real bucket list moment for me. That was also the gig that I met Jeff Shepherd on because he played keys for us. The lovely Jeff Shepherd.
Oh, wow. The amazing Jeff Shepherd. Hi, Jeff.
The kindest man in show business, I call him.
Second kindest, please, Emerald.
So I was reel it in.
Okay, both of you are winning Gig Chicken so far. You're equal, okay? Question number 2, Ali. Weirdest gig you ever played?
Weirdest gig.
There's been too many.
There has been so many. I played at like a fetish ball up at the Snow one time. That was interesting.
Right. What was the fetish?
People weren't wearing much in the snow. And it was just
the fetish was shrinkage.
Yeah. I would never attend one of those balls. I've got an image to keep up, literally.
He's got a rep to protect.
So fetish ball in the snow.
Yeah, either that or a funeral. One of the two.
That's a tough gig. That's a tough gig. I'm going to move on. I don't want to alienate any of our viewers. Emerald Jones, weirdest gig you ever played?
Without a doubt, playing the doggy races.
Oh,
it's just so bizarre because you do a song or two and then it's like, wait, hold up, the dogs are coming out. You got to pause, and then you pause and you wait, and then the race runs, and even the patronage is very entertaining. So for me, that was definitely a very odd, weird new gig experience.
Beautiful choice of words there, Emerald. Making sure that we don't offend any of our viewers. Even the patronage.
Grateful for the gigs. Always grateful for the gigs, and grateful for the people that will get on the dance floor and scream horses back in your face.
Yes.
So it was just an odd one, that's all.
Playing horses at the Greyhounds. There's some kind of weird thing going on there. But anyway. All right. Well done. Both of you are still neck and neck at this time. So question 3 of Gig Chicken. Ali, last time you were nervous?
I guess. It was probably the album launch I just did with Doom Scene.
Yeah. Again, because it's personal and because this is you
because I
exposing.
Had an idea of creating this video montage to be played on the projector screen with a live didgeridoo player to enter the show. And I was getting our friend Christy Klein, hello Christy, to edit it. And after sound check, we raced from Northcote back to St Kilda, and we're like, fuck, it's not ready in time. We're just going to have to scrap that idea. And she rang up just as we're leaving St Kilda going, I've got it in the memory stick. I've just done it. And I'm like, quick, Uber driver, pull over here, grab the USB stick, got to the gig, stuck it in, just like, will it work? And it pulled it off. It worked fine. And
Christy Klein always saves the day. Style.
Wow. Okay. Mental note, Christy Klein.
Yeah. So that was just a bit nervous, but drums wise, I don't really get nervous. When I started doing more guitar gigs in recent years, that was really refreshing to feel nervous again, live, because
it's a good nerve, isn't it? It's like exciting anticipation. It's not like nervous as if you don't know what you're doing. It's a nervous of anticipation.
Yeah, and it's makes you feel alive. It's good.
Yeah, fantastic. Good. Emerald, last time you were nervous?
The last time I was nervous would have been this morning.
Really? Chatting to your old friend?
I know, but I've actually never done an interview. Probably the only time I've been interviewed was when I was in high school for winning a poetry competition to go in the local newspaper.
Oh, tell us the poem. What was the poem? Do you remember?
No, I remember it was called The Visitors, and it was for a science fiction competition. So it was a big alien thing.
Oh, wow. Very dark.
So it's like I've never done an interview, so I was nervous about that. And I also haven't shared any original music probably since I finished my uni degree, so I was nervous about that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I get
But you
nervous a
guys were
lot.
so natural and so comfortable, and it's just
You're just such a
bringing
good
us into your
host,
bedroom.
eh?
It's so lovely. And yes, after the show, we'll go on to our next streaming show, musicians in the bedroom. So
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Free in Italy, that one.
free in Italy. Yes. Okay, Ali, most requested song.
If I had a buck for every time I played Brown Eyed Girl, I wouldn't be worried about this coronavirus.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I started playing cover gigs. My dad's a guitarist, so I started playing drums with him in cover gigs when I was a teenager. And I remember it got to a point when I was about 18 where I would charge bands an extra $20 on top of my pay if they made me play Brown Eyed Girl at the end of the night. It was just so over. So
Wow.
that's when I was 18. That's decades ago.
Yeah. So you
Coin for back then.
you're very passionate about not playing Brown Eyed Girl. That's yeah. Okay.
I'm indifferent now. I'm indifferent.
You're different,
More
yeah.
concerned about Jesse's girl than Brown-Eyed Girl.
Yeah.
Emerald Jones.
Yeah, after you.
With us doing our duo thing and doing sort of pubs and the ships and whatnot, I feel like as a female vocalist, you are always asked to sing Valerie. And it's just so beyond boring. Smellery.
Yeah.
There's so many other cool songs. But like, I get it. I remember being a punter and peaking when the band would play that song and you get up the front and you twist away. But it's like, oh, really? Really?
I think, when so many artists have an amazing back catalogue and people just fixate on one of, the 1% of their whole catalogue, it's kind of like, wow, this artist has done so many other different things. Like, why don't you, request on those other songs, Look
And
at
you know what?
with Sherbet and,
I have a theory on that, especially playing corporate cover gigs, and I know it's always a big tension within cover bands is playing the same songs over and over again. And as a singer, I get a little sick of singing the same songs over and over again. But then I try and take it from the audience's perspective, and a lot of these gala dinners or corporate functions where many of the people only go out 2 or 3 times a year, and they go out and they think, okay, I'm going to spend my $100 on dinner and I'm going to see a band and I want to dance. It's only 2 or 3 nights a year that I get to dance, and I want to dance to songs that I know. And so when you start playing obscure stuff from the catalogue that you really enjoy, and they're going, can you just play something I know? Play Valerie. I kind of get it from their perspective, but I also, of course, I get it from the muso's perspective that has played
Totally.
the same song a million times.
At a corporate, I think the show element, because you're really creating a dance floor, is so important. It's more so at a pub where people are sitting having lunch and they're not going to dance your background music anyway. That's where we can be a bit more creative.
Good point. Okay. You win Gig Chicken again. Yes. Okay. All right. Put me back in my space. Okay.
No,
Question
just
5.
justifying myself. Oh.
Question 5, Gig Chicken. Ali, most famous person you have met or performed for?
One interesting one was Ollie Murs, who won the X. Simply because I'm not really from the pop world, right? And just I got to see firsthand just how fanatical someone who's like a instant pop star. I shouldn't say instant, but someone who's just really famous.
Really quickly
coming from the UK. So he was. I forget if he come runner-up to One Direction or something over in the UK on that show. And he had to do like a promo tour. So we went around the country and I was with him and did like TV performances, radio stuff, and he was doing interviews with glossy magazines in the bus between gigs. So, and just seeing all these, every place we went to, there's all these teenage girls camped out, like waiting for him and just screaming, and it's like,
yeah, I know that feeling. When I go to the shops to get my fish and chips, it happens, but they're not screaming in a good way. It's in a bad way, and I think it's the pants thing. I should wear pants when I go pick up my fish and chips, because then teenage girls won't scream. Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
That was just interesting seeing that. But to add another one, to that, if I may. You guys, probably not everyone out there might know him, but Nick Oliveri, who played with Queen of Stone Age, the bass player, our original band got to do a gig with him, and he's like someone whose music I really loved, and we had to play some songs with him sitting in with our band. So I was learning Dave Grohl's drum parts and looking at this footage of Dave Grohl playing with this bass player at massive festivals, going, all right, I'm going to be playing with Dave Grohl's bass player and I'm going to be learning Dave Grohl's drum parts. And like, it was
crazy,
really just bizarre just to be on stage and just like, wow, I hope I'm doing this okay.
That's fantastic, man. That's a great story. Emerald Jones, you're the most famous person you have met or performed for.
I don't know if I've performed for anyone famous or not, but as far as well, with but as far as meeting, there was years and years ago we were out. There's a band called the Dandy Warhols that were really huge in like late 90s, early 2000s maybe.
Yeah.
They kind of they had a bit of commercial success, and anyway, the keyboard player from that band, Zia McCabe, was doing a DJ set at Boutique Hotel, and it was like midweek or something, and we decided to mission down and check out her set because Ali's probably a bigger Dandy's fan than what I am. But we ended up catching her set and roping her into coming back to my house and having a party with us.
Only you could do that.
And she had a radio interview to do the next day, so she kept doing the backwards clock party of being like, okay, how many hours have I got till I need to, be with it and get out of here? And the clock just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Wow.
She taught me how to moonwalk.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we might have to catch that next time you're on live from the Lockdown Lounge, is do some moonwalking. But, well, I'm excited to say that both of you are equal winners of Gig Chicken. Play the sting. Amazing guys. You're wonderful. Yeah, we mail you chicken or courier it over to you.
Beautiful.
That's kind of how you win Gig Chicken. So thank you both again for being on the show. You have been wonderful, wonderful guests. And we want to, again, direct all of our audience to your websites, to your socials, and jump on the link if you're in a position to contribute and support our artists. Just jump on the webpage, lockdownlounge.live, and you can support Ali and Emerald. Saturday night this week, we have Louis from Louis and the Party Boys as our special guest, which should be a lot of fun. He is the quintessential front man. He's been fronting bands for over 20 years, and he's got plenty of stories to tell about plastic pants. I'm not sure. We're going to delve into his plastic pants. Now, yes. We go anywhere. We go anywhere for
pants.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, we could have a stereo non-pant wearing kind of interview here. Now, our closing segment we call Coping with Lockdown. So every week we bring you some videos of how people are coping with lockdown. Now, this is a little montage of people that got really bored and how they went about coping with that boredom. Some interesting things that we advise that you don't try at home. Have a look, Coping with Lockdown. Well, like I said, some crazy antics from people that are extremely bored. So, hey, if you want to try those things at home, you go for it. That's all. That's all cool. Now, we've come to the end of our show. We'd like to thank Ali and Emerald one more time. Thank you guys so much for sharing your stories and your talent. Any messages of positivity that you want to put out there for other musos or other people that are coping with this situation right now?
I reckon just, stay connected and let everyone, just stay connected with people and let people know if you need someone to chat to. And
And I think it's also really important to be very sympathetic and compassionate to how every individual is handling this. Some people are taking it more seriously than others, and I don't think anyone should be shamed for what their approach is. I think we just, more than anything, need to be really kind to each other. And some people are seeing lockdown as a time to be really prolific and work on all these projects, and then that's not the story for everybody. So I don't think anyone then should feel bad if their coping mechanism is to drink cups of tea all day in their pajamas and then start nailing drinks at 4 p.m. If that's your coping mechanism, that's okay too. It's like this is a huge time for everyone to reset internally. And, even as performers, I feel like every day my nervous system is resetting because I'm not stressed running to gigs and running on adrenaline all the time. So it's like, if this is your time to cocoon and just give yourself exactly what you need, that's okay too. You don't have to be at home changing the whole world, under this guise or this pressure that we always have this expectation on ourselves. So I think, my message is just everyone, just be kind to yourselves and be kind to each other.
Such a great message, because the internet or social media is full a lot of judgy people out there. Let's try and be positive. Let's just try and be kind to each other. There's nothing to be got from that negativity. And what we've tried to do with this platform as well, it's a no negative zone. So no negativity here. It's all about positivity. We try and help people. We try and help artists. And if you are struggling, please jump on our website, and we've got lots of different platforms that you can go to, like Beyond Blue, whatever it may be. Call someone, like Ali said, reach out to friends, speak, stay connected, just be kind, watch our show, and you may even laugh. Hopefully at least. If I can make just one person laugh, then we'll probably be not running too many more shows. I need more than one. Basically, is the message. I need more than one person.
Multiple giggles.
Yes. Look, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you again for joining us, sharing the magic of your stories and your talent. Best of luck for the lockdown period. We'll see you again soon. I am your host, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Rolt, live from the Lockdown Lounge. Catch us on Saturday night when we interview Louis from Louis and the Party Boys, 8 p.m. We'll see you then. Good night.